Hello guys, welcome to Elite Action Joe Studios. What we have for you today is we're going to do a little walkthrough. We've cleaned up a little bit and reorganized some of our shelves, and we haven't really done a walkthrough in a while. This, what you're seeing now is essentially right outside the Joe room. It's a couple shelves we have that we put some of our other 1/6 scale stuff, our DC stuff, some Star Wars, some unopened boxes. You saw the nice part of Emma's collection with her miraculous figures and some Star Wars, and this is sort of just the entrance way, and then from here you go to the back and more utility area. And then we're going to entree into the main room. And some of the stuff has not been moved from last time we did a walkthrough. I have moved some stuff around. You guys, of course, remember Jay's presidential collection. The next shelf is just a conglomeration of customs that I've done. Some mountain men, some gangsters, Tarzan. Then my Indians you've seen before. Then we have this weird janky shelf that doesn't fit Joe's, so I decided to bust out some of my Marvel Legends, mostly Avengers figures there. At the bottom there we have some of Emma's Barbies and a couple of Jay's Elite Force figures. And then we'll move into our Sasquatch unit with the Sasquatch vehicle. And then this, the next two shelves I haven't really moved since I did the Pop Lock shirts. Moved a few things around, but not a whole lot moved there. And then at the top of this shelf, you'll see I took some stuff down and actually displayed a good amount of my policeman figures. They're all Hasbro, except for the one guy that I've talked about right there, Jay's on now. That's sort of my custom Jesse Stone, Tom Selleck figure. And then a lot of, there's one other guy, I can't remember what he is, Ertl made him. He's a police officer. But a lot of SWAT team unit members and stuff, a lot of customs. Then moving over to sort of our diorama area. That part hasn't really changed much, except for the gun room. I did away with the kitchen area. As he moves down, you'll see I changed the gun room. That came out of the big diorama we did, moved it into there just to have our guns all out and available, and it looks cooler than the kitchen. But took out a couple things from the rec room because we were going to do another big diorama of the rec room, which we still plan on doing. So we are moving a few things around. The bottom shelf I don't think we ever saw before because I didn't really have it set up right, but that's like one of the...
Actually, I think we had the Sasquatch vehicle in there, I think, for the longest time.
For a little bit, yeah. So this is like three of the more seasoned guys who have their own rooms and don't have to sleep in the bunks. Mike, Kyle, and Jeremiah. Three of my main figures. As we go over, you see, make sure you get a zoom on my Sergeant Rock team. So I told you I was working on the Sergeant Rock Modern team, and that's what I came up with. I am still missing the Jackie Johnson. I have to either find a head that looks enough like him to incorporate him, or of course I've been watching eBay to see if I could come up with one, but those are hard to find as they are. So just finding the head's almost impossible. And then you see a lot of boxes. Most all of these boxes have a team of some sort in them. Some of the teams are out now on the shelves, but for the most part, each of these boxes is filled with Joe's. Usually I keep one team per box. That's those cardboard boxes and stuff. That's a lot of stuff that is on deck for customization and stuff. some new figures up top. I just put some 21st century heads on some Hasbro super articulated bodies, Weight 9 uniforms, and then you can see my Planet of the Apes head that I just picked up, hoping to do something with that. And then this has changed off and on quite a bit. Of course, I tore it all down to do the Adam question of how many vintage guys, where we had just vintage out. Now I sort of have a mix with my action men, some vintage guys, some newer guys. I got Seth out up there, and then smack dab in the middle, a couple new items that we got from a certain AOA member. I wasn't allowed to do an unboxing because he's a very modest guy, but he knows who he is. Thank you, my friend. We love it.
Awesome.
And then we have my Tarzan guy that was sent to me by another AOA member. We got this. This is new. That's from another AOA. Man, the AOA's taking good care of us, huh? As well as these pewter figures. Those came from Paul Knapp. Part of the challenge. So these shelves have changed quite a bit. I haven't really come up with a huge change that I want to do on this. I like having the guys behind me. Gives me support when I'm up there talking and rambling on. And then
I think it's more of it gives them something else to look at.
right. And of course, over here I did a video on this shelf not too long ago. I showed my Tiger Stripe Creek team. On the top shelf, my Africa Mercenary unit. And then below that is another random mercenary unit. And then I can't remember if I went down this next level, but you can see lots of customized figures, a couple Sigma 6 guys. Just kind of that shelf is like I put stuff until I figure out where it needs to go. Below that I have a lot of storage for uniforms, guns. I got books and stuff over here. Walkie-talkies. Me and the kids use walkie-talkies when we go out. Sometimes Emma likes to use them around the house. She doesn't like to walk around trying to find me.
Traveling Joe box.
Yep, the original Traveling Joe box.
These photo boxes we talked about forever ago.
Yeah, these are nice because each one has. They have these little cases. They're for photos, but each of these will hold a couple, 2, 3 uniforms. Most guns will fit in there. The other two are full. This one's empty. I got to shift some stuff around. And then we're going to go in here to the closet. Oh look, Pop Locks 4583.
Who would have thought that would have come up in this video?
Not me. So on this shelf here, on the top shelf, is a lot of stuff that just won't fit anywhere. You knocked down the guy that I had positioned perfectly. Then, of course, the next couple shelves are Emma's shelves. Lots of Barbie stuff. Her horses are down towards the bottom. A lot of custom stuff. Stuff for customizing. We save a lot of cardboard and contact paper and whatnot for building like rooms and houses and that kind of stuff. And then at the bottom you'll see a pillow and it's actually a towel, but Emma uses it as a blanket. Sometimes she likes, if I'm down here doing a project, she'll just lay on the floor and talk to me, which is nice. And then as he spins around there, so you'll see there's 2 sections of shelf that one has blue and pink lids. That's Emma's section. Each one is sorted and marked with what's inside each box. Then the top shelves with kind of mixed match lids, blue, whites, and some grays. Those are all J's. And then as you get into the big section over here, is mostly mine, but we do have like some conjoined boxes where we just throw like spare clothes or spare parts for dioramas, uniform. Like we have one box of just woodland camo and just desert camo.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, we got, a box with zombies, a box with underwater, different merc teams. I try and keep stuff marked, and I try and put stuff back where it belongs if it's not out on display. It just makes it easier to find. Now, it may seem super organized, and 80% of the time, it is pretty good.
Here's one of our go-to boxes.
Oh, yep, that's our team of bad guys.
The Union of Isis and Cobra.
I don't think we've ever said that on a video, but it was just something I threw together when I was trying to make that team.
Yeah, because just saying bad guys doesn't exactly...
Yeah, but we've never actually used the name, but
we've used the figures a lot, because...
Yep. And as we go, there's just some uniforms. One of Jay's, one of mine, one of Emma's Barbies from National Geographic, which is kind of cool. Kind of has a adventure kind of feel to it. And there's a giant gorilla / Yeti project on top there that I'm working on. Some random boards. This is for building our walls and stuff. This box here is a box of rookies. That once we get to headquarters, I'm going to have a huge scene with just rookies. And if you ever come across one of these cases for cassette tapes, you pull the cassette things, it holds a lot of guys. So there's like, I don't know, 15 guys total in here. And those are all head sculpts that aren't in any of my teams. So they're all brand new guys.
Pop Box 4583.
Oh, wow. Geez, that's nice.
That's very...
I wonder if you can buy these online.
I don't know. I wonder if you could even wear them.
Maybe on eBay at Poplox 4583.
Yeah, the Poplox 4583.
Yeah.
It appears places.
These are some reprints of, I guess they'd call them salesman catalogs. Great pictures inside. I didn't know any other way to display them. I like to have them open, but it just doesn't look right. So I'll figure something out one day. I may try and get another set and like cut them so that you can see every page on a bigger thing. But of course, the original map from How Far Will Joe Go?
Emma's chair.
Emma's chair, where she
Trademark.
Sits, where she sits when she's not on camera, but involved in the communications and in filming. And then this shelf is kind of stuff that, now the boxes, these boxes are nice. These are photo boxes. And they often come in great designs. These are all like, everything's filled with mostly Joe stuff. That one has some random action figures. This is all boots.
These photo box and stuff probably been some of our longest running uses of Joe storage.
But then,
Movies,
down here too, sometimes
books.
I just come to hide from people, so I do have some books. I keep a lot of my DVDs down here just to keep them from getting mixed up with all the Disney stuff. But I don't have a TV down here. My wife suggested it, and I'm like, no, this is not a TV room. If I'm down here,
Plus, there's no room for it given,
well,
everything
right,
else.
Yeah, I can make room, but why would I take away Joe's space for a stupid TV?
Cool lamp.
Yeah, you've seen my cool lamp. Now I have added some boxes out here because I did a resort on some stuff when I was doing the giant diorama project. Found a lot of stuff that didn't have places and extra figures and whatnot. Now when he turns, you're going to see this is my desk, and
Also known as our tech hub, kinda.
yeah, but I kind of neaten that up because it's usually kind of a mess. And like I said, we are thinking about getting rid of the desk because I don't use it as a desk per se. It's more for like a storage shelf, and we could just find a better shelf. And I'd like to do a bigger diorama. We have our paint caddy here. I actually just got that new. It used to be just boxes of paint there, but this back here is where we plug in all our.
Yeah, it's pretty much been the only thing so far keeping us from ditching it for now.
And then you saw these. Those have to go back after the garage with the other ones. Some stuff still has to be in there. Then moving down, you'll see a familiar face, Traveling Joe, as last seen in the diorama build that we did. Now these boxes that I talked about before, these yellow and black ones, these are the best I find for big storage. One of these is filled with my World War II figures, and the other one is like random furniture and stuff for some of the parts. But we could leave, we could take them outside. We have other places we could store them, but I like to have most of our stuff handy in case we.
Yeah, it's not like figures and stuff we prefer inside, and like vehicles and stuff can be outside.
Yeah, and so what I figured I'd do here too is this used to be, of course, up on the shelf, but now that it had Travel Joe in it, I wanted to display it, and I thought, well, I'll put a little, I
was about to make a comment about the table runner you decided to put.
Yeah, it's just something my wife had laying around she wasn't using, so I threw that on there, and then I didn't like the way it looked because it was dark, so I put this like little panel thing so it looks like a piece of wood. But yeah, these are the best. We used to get them at Walmart. I don't know if they still have them. But yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah, they're durable and mostly square.
Yeah, they mostly are square instead of the round edges ones, which we talk about that all the time. Behind this on the thing, there's just boxes that I used to eat. If I send something out or when I get something in, like if I get something from Adam, he always decorates his boxes, and I hate to throw them away. Actually,
there's another guy, Pop Lock 4583.
Well, his has a special space.
Yeah.
But swing over here. So this right here, this came off of a box from Adam, and I'm like, that's such a cool sticker. I'm not gonna throw that box away, so I just cut it out and put it on here. And so Adam, send me a box, or it doesn't have to be anything in it, just decorate it so I can get some other. So, and then he's going to spin here. So this is another, I brought this blue box in because I brought this in a while ago. It does have some of these female figures, the Girl figures. Their plastic tends to break down, I found out, leaving them in the garage. So I didn't want to leave those out there. So that's what that is. I got to find a better place for them. But they do tend to break down. Their plastic is really odd if it's out. And we're pretty temperature controlled down here. We run a humidifier almost 6-7 hours a day. Sometimes I'll run it overnight. This is something you guys might find useful, but if you guys get these Sterilite containers, these clear ones, and then these smaller clear ones, I find that now this one's a little warped, but normally when they're new, they don't clip in, but this one will slide. So like when we were doing those dioramas, I have this set up so I had a bunch of guys in the bottom and then guys and equipment on top, but it will just slide. So if you're looking for something, so it gives me a little extra space without squashing the guys down. And I had some parts up here that were fragile that I didn't want underneath the guys.
Yeah, but shoebox size ones are pretty nice.
Yeah, these are our favorite as far as the size.
They fit in the cubes.
If you have the big Sterilites like this, they will sit there and they slide. But this one's a little warped, so it does tend to fall off the track. And that'll bring us back to the
table that we all know and love.
The work table, which is a mess. Now, normally when me and Jay are talking, it's fairly neat, but that is because we cleaned it up so we don't look like slobs. But this is how it usually looks. Some paint, some glue, screwdrivers, knives, my coaster for my coffee that I left sitting upstairs, things that are going to get painted, things that I need to tape, things that I'm going to film, stuff like that.
Yeah, and then when we go to film, usually we basically, just like a movie, just sweep it all off.
I move it over behind us or to the sides where you guys won't see it. But this is... I went through and cleaned over the last couple days, and we just wanted to do a walkthrough, show you the changes we've made. Hopefully we'll move things around again, maybe in a couple months, maybe after Christmas, and maybe my children and my wife will get me tons of Joes, and we'll need another shelf for more Joes. Maybe Jay will get tons of Joes, and Jay's been wanting to put a gun rack up over here to display G.I. Joe.
Scaled up prop G.I. Joe weapons.
Yeah. So just he wants to show off his guns. So we're thinking about taking this poster down, putting a gun rack, have some 1-1 size stuff up there. Me and Emma have a video coming up also, and special shirt I wore especially for Major Tom. He's a big Flyers fan. He told me he loves the Flyers. They're the greatest team of all time, I think was his exact words. I think he said Ron Hextall was the greatest goalie that ever played the game. Or maybe that was me that said that. Oh yeah, he's a Rangers fan. Sorry, Major Tom. I got us confused there for a minute. I wore this just to taunt Major Tom because he paid attention to detail. You see in the diorama there was a 1/6 scale Flyers jersey, and he had made a comment. So I picked this for the shoot today. So that's for you, Major Tom. But we're going to wrap it up. We just want to share that all with you, do a walkthrough, show you what we got going. If you guys see anything that you want us to talk about, or
especially the conveniently labeled boxes.
Yeah, if there's anything you guys saw that you're curious about or have questions about. If you have any questions, we haven't done a Q&A because we've been a lot of things going on. My wife's still doing a lot of doctor's appointments. They're still dealing with that. I'm still dealing with that. We were all sick there for a little bit. So if you have any new questions, put them in here. And if it pertains to anything in here, put those up. We can do a special video on something if you saw something you want us to talk about. Anything else?
No, just comment on how it's funny to think how popular our original room unveiling was. I think that was one of our more popular videos that people loved.
Yeah, that was just a teaser one. It was like less than a minute, and that's got a lot of views.
It's funny to think how far we've come since we were sitting there in a chair in the garage.
Yeah, and then we moved to Mom's craft room with a blanket behind me. But yeah.
And then the dining room once again with a curtain behind us.
Yeah, and we're growing. We're coming up on what do we have?
370, 380.
I think we're in the 380. So we're closing in on 400. So that's pretty exciting for us. We were happy when we were 13. We 13. We
were doing little incremental things. I think that was the
22. We silly stringed you, I think.
Yep.
And then 50 or 100, the girls put pies in our faces. If you guys didn't see those, go back.
They're very obvious. I think.
They're very obvious. So if you missed that one, we get pied in the face by the girls. We didn't see that coming.
Yeah, we expected something polite and tasteful.
Yeah, like shirts. I think I say that after that.
Yeah.
I said that was. I didn't expect that. I was expecting maybe a shirt. And then I said something about Pop Blocks would have probably not done that to us.
I think he would have given us nice shirts or something.
But so we're gonna leave that, and like I said, ask questions so we can get another Q&A. We got a couple other things we're gonna get to filming now, and
or even drop suggestions for maybe what you think would be cool to add to the room.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about. We like chatting on there, so. Drop us a comment, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, and we will see you on the next one.